I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
Hi everybody. I'm choosing to do this out here because Mocha is all cuddled up next to me. I've got my snowman blanket on. We're actually watching Virgin River, and my husband and I have been watching it for a couple hours. And so I thought we're gonna do it from here. But I did put a little Christmas on with my snowman blanket that for some reason Mocha doesn't like to go under too much, but I love my little snowmen. You all know I do. So I thought I'd warm up right here and just go over a little bit about Christmas boundaries. So welcome everybody that's coming in. If you are interested, we did post that wonderful brownie recipe today. So go over and check that out. Hi Nancy Smith. I hope you have a blessed Christmas too and Christmas Eve. So tomorrow we're going to do at 10 9 o'clock. No, excuse me. 10 o'clock Eastern. Is that what I send it up for? I'll have to look. Go take a look at it because it's Central Time. And I think I did it for 10 o'clock, which means it's 10 o'clock Central. I had to go look at 9 o'clock our time. I'll have to look. But we have changed the time for the Christmas live for tomorrow. So take a look because we're going to be streaming with the village. So we'll be streaming with them tomorrow. We're going to be talking about chosen family. And the reason I did the thumbnail for tomorrow the way it is just because I don't know about you. I have a wonderful family, but I am also a child that doesn't have any brothers and sisters. So I always kind of felt weird about saying to people, well, I have it's okay to have a chosen family, even if you have a very supportive family. And the answer is yes. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But we're talking about, and I think I just got rid of it too. We're talking about Christmas boundaries tonight a little bit. And there was just a couple things, a couple suggestions. First of all, is you are allowed to set boundaries. Um, you need to think of your emotional well-being and your emotional health first, and that's really, really important. So you need to consider that and how you do it and how you do boundaries. And you can do it in a very respectful manner. I told the story here before that my dad and I had a little bit of a tense relationship. And when we moved in, Christy and I, to their home, I was very clear with my dad and said, I want you to be fun, Grandpa, but you're not going to treat my daughter as you treated me. And if that happens, I'm going to be leaving. You won't know where we are. And I did that in a very loving, respectful manner. But I had to set those clear boundaries. I did it with my uncle too. I made it very clear what those boundaries were set. So you got blessed because you got to wake up this morning, go to work. Amen, right? So you're allowed to set boundaries. And I think it's really important that sometimes we maybe feel a little guilty, especially around our families, about setting boundaries. So one way is be selected about the events. Only attend the events you want to go to, and say no to others that you can thank the host for inviting you and wish them well. So I think we need to be selective, especially um, you know, first of all, if we're going to attend, uh, decide how long. If you're going to go attend to that event because you know you need to, decide how long you want to go. If you only feel like you can stay an hour, then you go for an hour. So be selective about the events. If you know that it's an emotionally triggering event and you just can't handle it this Christmas season, you know what? Do yourself a favor and don't go. I know that sounds, kind of, well, what am I supposed to do? This is where a chosen family comes into place. Maybe your family is just a little bit too much for you to be able to handle. Maybe there's issues or problems. So it's easier for you to go to a family that you've kind of created, and don't feel guilty about it. Do what you need to do. Don't try to please everyone. We've heard that over and over again, right? It's unrealistic to expect or to make everyone happy. You can only make one person happy. You are not in control of anybody's happiness. And this will be a topic we'll discuss. I think it's really good in further detail. But you are not in control of anybody else's happiness but your own. If somebody is not happy, you can do your best to try to make them happy. But if they want to be grumpy pants or Grinch or Scrooge on Christmas Day, then you let them be. You don't allow their mood and their attitude to come affect you, and you can't control anybody else's happiness. So don't try to please everyone. When my son-in-law came in the picture when it was Thanksgiving, I took the effort because I could to be able to say to him, what are something on the table that means that it's Thanksgiving to you? And he happened to pick turkey. I love my son-in-law, but I'm not making a turkey. We tend to not do so good, right? I do that. So, you know what? I got a turkey breast from Sam's Club, already cooked. We throw it in the oven. He ate 3 pieces for Thanksgiving and totally enjoyed it. And he was happy-go-lucky, but the effort was made. Set your boundaries with your family. Maintain your boundaries and be proud of your behavior, even if there's arguments. And that's true. You have to set your boundaries. If what you need to look at is this is for my own mental health and mental well-being, so that's something that is important. Be honest, right? We need to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it's all going to be okay and this and that. If you don't want to attend a family celebration, be honest about it. You can frame your reasons around your emotional needs. And the thing about setting boundaries for your family, some of you already know that I have a family member that has chosen to kind of not be in our family's environment right now. And if they came back into the fold of our family, I would set very clear boundaries of what I'm going to allow that person to do in my life and what I'm not going to, because I'm not going down the path again. I'm not going to be hurt like that again. So it's not happening, but I'm going to set clear boundaries. So, be honest with yourself. Sometimes it's really easy to say, oh, well, we're just fine. We're happy. You have to be honest with yourself and be able to set your emotional needs. Hi, Mon. How are you, hon? It's Christmas Day already there. The crazy thing is we have packages under the tree. However, we can't open them till the 27th because that's when I'm all staying nice and warm. That we can't open the gifts till the 27th because that's when we're going to celebrate with the kids. So be honest with yourself. You deserve to be honest honest on a whole front, but you deserve to be honest with yourself. And don't feel guilty about being honest with yourself. The second one, or the next one, is set boundaries with spending. Don't go into debt to buy presents. We did that when we kind of wrapped the presents. I was able to show some gift ideas that maybe people weren't thinking of. If you can't afford to buy presents for someone, be honest. Hi, Cloud Kicker, how are you? The thing about it is that we have to remember, right, that's why we took that time and talked about love languages, which I hope was very helpful to everybody, because that was a way of being able for you all to be able to say, okay, what is my love language? So if somebody is spending time, maybe taking them out for a cup of coffee or getting on the phone. We've got these wonderful devices called phones, right? Doing a video call or a phone call and just talking with them. It costs nothing, right? Another thing we did is the bean recipe. That's a great way of being able to do, 12 gifts for inexpensive. And who can't use a soup mix, right? So those are things that you can think outside of the box. The paint pours were another thing that you can do. But sometimes just spending time calling that person up, texting them, letting them know that you love them, and just letting them know, things are difficult. I can't afford gifts, but I want you to know that I love you. I want you to know that you're special. And don't feel guilty about any of this. Practice active listening skills. Tune into your feelings and needs. Sometimes we allow all our feelings and needs to kind of go by the wayside. I'm going to bring up a point for that. I had planned, and I'm still going to do it before I go to bed. Um, I had planned to go ahead and do a little show for a present that I'm going to ask everybody to do here. I'm going to do that tomorrow, probably in the afternoon sometime. I'm not doing it tonight. I have 23 for the advent calendar. We are 24, excuse me. We'll get that up tonight. It may be a little late, but it'll be get up before because I'm going to separate those two. And then tomorrow will be the 25th. Just so everybody knows, everybody that won anything from the monetization celebration, all have been sent out as of today, so we're all cut up. The only people that haven't had any sent out yet is Crafty Witch, but we're back and forth going. She's, don't worry, I still owe you yarn. I've been wanting to send for a while. So, and Alfonso has a little package, and I have one for Reese and Tommy. So they'll all go after the holidays, and that'll be fine. But everybody that has been owed a soap caddy from from Mountain Grandma and Gail's Southern Living, all of Fall Fest, and all of the monetization celebrations were sent out. So if I missed anybody, please email us at blessedtocrochet@yahoo.com. So practice active listening skills. Well, I'm listening to my body tonight a little bit, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm really enjoying this time just sitting here watching the series my husband and I love. It's Christmas Eve. I've worked really hard. We have on this channel as well, to get everything done as we would like to. And so, you know what? When this gets done, I'm going to take the rest of the night off, except for day 23 or day 24 of the Advent journal. And so I will do those shows tomorrow. But I'm going to kind of take a break tonight. We have a recipe by Seventh Son. That was uploaded. So you've got a cookie recipe going up in a little bit, or it should go up by now, actually. So listen to yourself. Listen to what your body is telling you. If you feel like, you know what, I need a break, then take it. If you've got to listen to yourself. It's so, so important. Yep, you let them know that you love them, and that's all that matters. We went to go see Christina on Saturday, and we walked into a sub shop where we were going to get lunch, and there was Santa Claus. By the way, this dog over here barked at Santa, but anyway. I said she's not going to get any doggy gifts under the tree. Yes, she is. But anyway, so we walked in, and there was the Santa Claus, and so I said, how you doing, Santa? And he said, I'm doing fine. And he was going off to something with a children's thing. And I said, you know what? I said, I've gotten all my Christmas gifts this year. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, my aunt that was diagnosed with stage 4 liver and lung cancer and under hospice, all I wanted was for her to be here for one more Christmas and one more birthday, especially for her daughter. She's still here. You know what? I have everything I need. Just think, last year you didn't have a YouTube channel. Well, it's Mama's, but yes, we didn't have one. And how you've grown so much, sis. I love you. I love you too. And the girl that I just put up, I don't know if I would be here without her, in the sense of on YouTube, and I wouldn't have gone as far. She really that is the person that connection came live for me when I needed it so much. And I can't thank you enough. And that's one person that is in my chosen family. I don't have any sisters, but I have some sisters now, and some brothers, I may add. So listen to yourself. Get comfortable saying no. Usually I statements are set consequences for when your boundaries are violated. You have to be willing to say no and be able to say it in a respectful way. I loved my dad, but I was very clear. Dad, we're not doing the same way that you raised me, because he could get very angry, and it was hard, and it was a lot of verbal abuse growing up, but you're not going to do that to my daughter. So I love you, and I want to be here. I want to help you and Mom. You guys are helping me, right? And even far away from Australia, you got that, girl. But if you violate it, if I feel like my daughter's getting the same treatment, and thankfully he did not. He knew that I was going to leave. If I did, I'm going to leave. You won't know where we are. and I will never contact you and mom again. And I would hate to do that because I know how much Christina means to you, and I don't want to do that. And he didn't. But I needed to set those boundaries to make sure that what happened with me did not happen with my daughter. I had an uncle who had, in his state when he was an alcoholic, did some things that were not okay with me. And I went to him and I said very clearly, I love you. I'm sure you don't remember because he was, you know, under the influence. But if you even so as much touch my daughter in the wrong way, I'm calling the police right away. You're not going to even get a second chance. And he knew I would. And by then he was sober, and I knew that he wasn't going to go there. I knew my daughter was very well protected under the watchful eye of my grandmother, so I had no problem. But I made it very clear that he knew what happened was not going to go any further, and it didn't, thankfully. So I'm so thankful. My daughter has very fond memories, but I made very, very strong no to people. And you need to also be comfortable with putting boundaries on yourself. If you may need to say, no, you can't do that. You need to rest. Or no, you can't do that. You can't have that. We need to be willing, right, to set boundaries of ourselves and hear the word no. Boy, I have to do that every time I go in the yarn department. I don't have money for yarn. No, you can't. So we have to be willing to say no, or Mary would have all the yarn in the world, I'll tell you that, except for wool. But anyway, you have to be willing to say no, and you have to be respectful and speak up when your boundaries are violated. Respecting each other's space, respecting each other's personal space. That's important too. We need to respect each other, right? And respect our personal space. If we've ever had those people and you feel like this is my space, that's yours, and they keep creeping, closer, you can say, can you just step back a little bit? I'm just getting it's too close. And you can say that. You have to speak up for yourself. Manage your time. Manage your time together. That's kind of what my husband and I are doing, but also manage your time. I have learned over this time, and I've even said to my family, if we start talking about Christmas ideas in January and February, and then in the middle of the summer, don't think I've lost my mind. I want to be so much more prepared next year than I was this year, because I felt like the month has just whizzed by. And just so everybody knows, the weather and I have to talk because there is no snow on the ground. There was, and it decided to melt. So just so they know, I'm not happy with the weatherman, and I'd like some snow, Santa, for tomorrow. Not that we'll be opening our gifts, but there's no white Christmas. Anyway, to get back to that, you have to be able to do that. But I've said, you know what, we've got to be more on the ball, so that I feel like we've just been kind of doing things and chasing them, and I don't want to be in that position again. So manage your time, be respectful of the time, and manage the time you have together. And when you need to leave, when you need to go for a walk, if you're in a family environment and it's just overwhelming and you know that it is, there's a thing called depending on the weather, I should say, step outside, take a walk for a few minutes, and come back in. Um, and establish digital boundaries. That's a really good one, to think about setting digital boundaries. We have all this electronic stuff, right? So if you have a family member that is just constantly texting you, right, and you feel like it's just way too much, you can say, listen, I really, really think the world of you, but you're just overwhelming me right now. We used to have a friend of ours that would send these long texts to my mother, and she had the time to sit there and read them, and she knew her and she didn't mind. But she would send those same texts to another friend of ours that just was too busy and couldn't handle them. So he would say, you can only text me this much, just what I need to hear, not all this other ethereal stuff. So we need to set boundaries. If somebody's upset because we're not getting back to them in time, like with all of the people that won for the monetization celebration, I did not respond to their email, and I should have. We should have responded. That's going over to Mama Buster Crochet because then she can handle the emails. But anyway, I just sat there and I thought, you know what? There's no excuse that there's no excuse that we're late. But I made sure that I wrote them with the information and said it's going out in the mail. I need to respond. Most of them have their stuff, but I need to let them know their tracking numbers and everything, which I will be doing either today or tomorrow. And I need to let them know, I just let them know I'm really sorry. We were delayed a little bit. We had some injuries. We went out of town. We had an unexpected death in the family. We had a craft show. A lot went on in November, and I'm really sorry for the delay. It doesn't make it an excuse to be delayed, but it was a delay, and I'm really sorry it happened. But you know what? I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. And hopefully they'll understand, and all of them that I've responded said, take your time, do whatever you need. We're so sorry for your loss. We understand. So I think that the point of that is to realize if somebody sends you an email, we could think in our head maybe all these things that, well, they're not responding back to me, da 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 da. And you know what? You don't know what is going on in their life. If we didn't have this YouTube channel, hi Sandy, we didn't have this YouTube channel, you may not, first of all, you may not know who I am, who Mom is, who Josh is, who Christina is, right? But you may not have known that we had a death in our family unexpectedly. My husband lost his stepmother last month. And so we don't know what's going on in somebody's life. So we need to be respectful of that. You have a right to set boundaries. Everybody's boundaries are different. But, realizing that every environment is different, realizing every situation is different. Um, you know, uh, and we need to realize that, framing your reasons around your emotional needs rather than blaming yourself is the key. uh, you may want to say you feel particularly drained or need to focus on rest or self-care, which allows you to be an honest exchange without minimizing the potential of family hurt feelings. And I think sometimes we worry too much about somebody else's feelings. We can still come to them very nicely and respectfully and do it in a kind way. We're going to I'm going to get off here in a little bit and release the fun song of Scott, which I have to do. And then tomorrow we're going to release the one without my singing in it, because I really want to take that song to heart throughout the year. I want people to realize, let's keep Christmas in our heart all year through. We can do it in love, but we have a right and an position to be able to set boundaries, right? It can be overwhelming, but we have to be honest with ourselves. Um, and realize that, everybody's different. If we realize that, everybody's different and everybody is going to be different. Nobody is the same. If we try to sit there and say, okay, well, I'm not the same as everybody else, right? Everybody else is different. Let's try to respect everybody. You need to have your boundaries respected. And if you feel like you need support, we have the Lighthouse Beacons. You have the Lifeboat group, the Lifeboat channel, which is an amazing channel. So blessed for my Lifeboat family. And so, we just need to remember that we have the support. This is why this channel is there. So everybody feels as if they have the support that they need. And, I didn't want to focus on anything but the support that I felt like I didn't get. And I knew that I could provide and help. And if we have done that, Then that's wonderful. You all are the blessings behind Blessed to Crochet. And I'm so tremendously grateful for every solitary one of you. We are, as a family, we're tremendously grateful. Tomorrow, we're going to, during our live, gift 5 more memberships. Join us. I can't remember when I said it. I know I said it, I think, for 10 o'clock, because it's 11 o'clock Eastern. I think that's when I did. So we'll have, kind of morning coffee a little bit. And then, well, our egg pie is cooking. If you haven't, we have that recipe on our channel. While the egg pie is cooking, we can go ahead and have a talk, right, about chosen family, and how don't feel guilty about having a chosen family, even if you have an amazing family. It is so grateful. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. So we have done every day. We're running at every day live until January 2nd. We still have Christmas cookies. If you all want to send me any more, I will put the link in the chat. We are just very grateful for everybody on this channel. And everybody, whether you're a member or not, the only thing that the memberships do help is it does able to provide extra content for you all. So we are appreciative of that. And we're just going to take a moment and just thank all our channel members.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And it's a good way to see Elvis, right? So I hope those help. Just a little bit of a snippet. And we're not going to be on too long tonight. A little snippet about boundaries. I wanted them very concise, very quick for people to just plug in. You are allowed to set boundaries that you need to set for your own well-being. You need to be able to say no to yourself if something, you can't do something or not, and it's okay. We are just grateful for everyone on the channel. We know not everybody can be a member, and we understand that. Those that are able to support the channel, we're grateful, but we want you all here. We want you here for the lives. We want you here to watch the replay. We know you can't be here all the time for all of those things, but you're a part of this community that we have built, and part of this connection that is just so important, and we're so grateful. So I'm going to say good night, because I have a couple more things to do, and I'm appreciative of every one of you, but I'm going to spend the evening maybe crocheting or resting. I'm just feeling like I'm just a little bit tired. I wonder why. And I'm going to kind of take that, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Go check out the live that we have scheduled. I can't remember whether it was 10 or 11 o'clock. I know Central Time is it's a little bit different. And then we're going to go ahead and do we're doing that along with the village tomorrow. So we're going to simulcast with them, I believe. So I hope to see you tomorrow. It's Christmas, believe it or not. We will be releasing Scott's really fun Christmas song, and then the other Christmas song will be out tomorrow. And then tonight, too, we'll be releasing Advent Day 24, and then tomorrow is the last one for Day 25. I wish everybody a happy and healthy and safe and blessed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We will see you tomorrow for Day 25. Remember, stay connected, you all. It is so important. Set those boundaries. You're important. Remember, you know, remember, be proud of yourself, because everyone is connected. And remember, we got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank everybody so much. We're so grateful for everybody. And look out for that brownie recipe. You may want to give it a try. It's on the channel now. And it's our little gift to you. They're delicious. We snuck into the Christmas brownies tonight. They're so good. Alrighty, y'all. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow for Christmas Day. And we'll celebrate it. And I can't think of, I certainly want to make sure that I celebrate it with our YouTube family as well. See you all. I hope Santa brings you everything you all want. And to those that already are in Christmas Day, Merry Christmas. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, y'all.
So proud of being